Okay, so here we are at Indian Springs, Nevada, at the park. See, we got a nice little park right here. Right now, this video is for, I can't remember, but I'll probably put your name up right here when I edit this video. But you made a comment on one of my latest videos asking me about background radiation. Okay. Now, this is the reason why we're making this video here in Indian Springs. You see the water tower right down there? Okay, well, on that side, we're up the slope of the hill here. On that side over there, right, is where Chreach Air Base is, right, out there in the desert flats. You can see part of the lights and some of the stuff. And one of the runway ends over here, right? This is a drone base. This is where they teach them how to fly drones and stuff. But the significance of this area right here is that where the mountains are, on the other side of the mountains, this borders what is known as Sugar Bunker, Nevada. This was the test site area for where they blew up all of the above ground and air burst atomic nuclear tests from like 1948 until about 1970 something. Right, it's right there on the other side of that mountain range right there. Right, if you look up Sugar Bunker, Nevada on Google Maps, it will give you an aerial shot looking down from over there, from where I'm standing out here to across about maybe 40 miles of open desert. It's nothing but holes of nuclear tests where they dropped bombs, where they shot tower shots, right, where they dropped them from B-52s from 30,000 feet and let them blow up right there. Right, this is the area where the Air Force personnel ran the airstrip right here, because over there, a little farther up the highway, a little ways, right, about, well, what do you say, about 6 or 8 miles from here, huh? Is Mercury, huh, Trees? Yeah, that way, back to the north is the little town of Mercury, where all the mad scientists lived when they were out here testing all of the bombs. Right, so you asked me if there was any background radiation. Well, in this, from where we're standing at, there's radiation meters in town and all that stuff here in this little tiny town. Right, I'm sure they have, they meter it over there on the air base. Right, but over there, right, ain't nobody going to be able to, party on any of that desert anymore. Right, but there. So there's your little. The answer to your question, is there any background radiation? Here there is. Yeah, when the wind is blowing south, because Las Vegas is that way. We still got to go about another 45, 50 miles or so to get to Vegas, and that's where we're going. Right, Chreach Air Base, look it up. It's right here, 45 miles north of Vegas on Highway 95. This is Chreach Air Base right here, the drone base. Right over there. Going?
Yep.
Here we are again. This time we're driving up the side of this here mountain, right? And we're headed towards what looks like it used to be an old processing plant or something, because there's a couple of really big mines up here. And you can see, might be able to see one up here on the left in the red rock, a little square hole, right? And then this road looks like this road keeps on going straight up into the valley up there where the, man, this is your crazy mountain here.
Look at the colors.
Yeah, this is your crazy mountain, and that goes up there too. I can see a couple of different holes up there. Alright, and then I know there's a couple more over there behind that rock, that mountain part right there, because when you're coming up the highway you can see them. Right?
Outside of Beatty.
Yeah. Looks like we got some ancient graffiti.
It's a graffiti. Oops.
look at the patterns of the mountains. This is crazy. By the way, the mountains are pushed up in layers. These are all the different layers you got.
So cool. Party zone. Oh look, they got peace signs and flowers. Their graffiti's really nice. Not all gangsta. RSVP.
This was the processing plant.
Yeah, it looks like it's all fenced in. Or something. Where's that sign under?
Some kind of weird stuff. I don't know. Let me get out right here. Get out. Poke
Let's
around.
go look around.
Good thing we're in a Jeep.
Nope. Go anywhere in the Jeep.
Trash pick. People.
Telling you. Party zone.
People, I'm telling you, when you go someplace cool, right, pack your trash out with you. This is the most irritating thing ever. Come up to someplace cool, right, where it's really neat, right, and some assholes left their trash.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where we are. They would drop the ore in from up there, right, and then it would come down, right, and it would land in the rail car or a bucket. It was right here on these two, sitting right here on these two railroad tracks, right? See? And then there's a stamp mill right here. Looks like there was a stamp mill right here, and they crushed up the ore, right? And then they throw it over, boom. And then this is another area where there was more stamp mills, right? And they would crush it all up, right? Over there is where there was a couple of rollers, looks like, right? And right here, the actual building. There's no telling, this building was huge. It really was. I mean, from here to there, looks like about a good 70 yards, 80 yards. And then that's another separate little building. And then that's a separate little building over there by Chreach, right? And so they would crush all the ore here and they would shovel it down that way, you know, and then they'd bring it back up. And they run it through this process here. This is the acid washer, looks like, right? And there's something else here, right? And this is how big this building is right here that I was. Right? There's another building up there. There's another stamp mill building up there, right? But this here looks like this is where they did the acid washing and where they got the gold, right? So what this part here looks like, right? Now, just from the size, from the scope, the size of this processing plant, they got a lot of gold out of them holes. There's a couple up there. There's where this little brown piece is right here. You can go around in between, and when you're coming up the highway, you can see there's a big old mine shaft hole up there, and there's a few more up there, and there's all the roads that run down come to this place. Right, so they were getting a lot of ore out of these mountains. Look at these mountains. Look at the way they pushed up their layers. This is so cool. We're about 15 miles, maybe at the most, south of Beatty. Going to Beatty right now. Get some lunch. That road over there probably goes to another mine. Well, better go catch up with Chreach before she overheats herself or falls down. I'm standing here in front of the bank building. Looks like it's being robbed a couple of times. Look at all them bullholes. Bullholes everywhere. Chreach feels pretty strongly that this is the bank building, the money counting building. Right? Why? Explain to us why, Jerry.
Because the way it looks like it's set up for a couple offices, couple safes.
Right.
The rebar and the brick holding the safes in.
Yeah, here. Let me go show you guys what she's talking about. Because obviously this is the wall that fell over. Right? And it does look like a bank building from the era, you know, the late 1880s, 90s, and early 1900s. Right? Okay, so this would have been the, you know, the main bank area. Right? And then over here is a special little enclosure that's pretty thick. Yeah, the assay office, huh? Yeah. And the safe is right here, or the testing place or something. Or this was probably where the safe was, right? One of them big old ones, because this building is pretty high. It's at least 10 feet, 11 feet, 12 feet high, right? And good size, so. Chreach is pretty much convinced this was the assay office, the bank building, right? And it kind of gives you a perspective of how big this area is, right? Because I'm not even at the end of the pit yet, right? And then over there is a building, and then there's another building behind that big one where the rollers were, right? Pretty cool, huh?